All right, welcome to Fight Night. Now, this one is special to me because, I understand it, right? And I am a professional wrestler. Now, this may be why I get it, but believe it or not, 99% don't get it for some reason. But, anyways, we're going to use Uncle Chael here to explain real quick, and then I'm going to break it down.
Your marquee names, the guys that are headlining WrestleMania, which is a guaranteed, well-known within the industry, Vince is going to hand you $1 million. If you have no discussion and you headline WrestleMania, when you're done, Vince will hand you $1 million. That has been known within the industry for over 20 years. But the same guy that's vying and politicking and lobbying and struggling to headline Mania on a pay-per-view on a Sunday is the same guy that's trying to be a feature match at a house show on a Thursday. House show means you must be in the house to see the show. There's no television. I always kind of look back and go, you gotta be kidding me. Why? Somebody else should be doing that. I mean, if you're over, if you're the star, once you're discovered, once you're over, once it worked, they can relax a little bit. But the wrestlers tell a different tale. They say no. They say you have 2 hours for Monday Night Raw. You're going to get X amount of matches in those 2 hours. Any way you want to do it. Every single Monday, throw a dart at the wall. You're going to have the same amount of matches. You're going to have the same amount of commercials. You're going to have the same amount of interviews. You're going to have the exact same run of show. But what wrestlers get put on that spot during television time versus the house show versus the dark matches is who will set themselves up for the rest of their career. And they say that they just can't afford to miss.
Exactly. Meaning it matters. Now, let me explain real quick what he just basically said. Main event, WrestleMania, $1 million richer. You're now the champ. Your ass still has to show up the very next day on Monday Night Raw to be in the main event or anywhere in that damn show. You must show up to work. Because if you don't, you ain't the champ. It is what the marquee is all about. UFC don't get it yet. I think Dana does, but the fighters don't. Right? They don't understand the simple concept of what it is to be an actual star. Right? The man, if you will, because it's the same thing in relationships. Believe it or not. Right? But he goes on to do a good example with Patty the Batty. Right? There's things you do not do.
But the ultimate way to go in the promotion bit would be to have 20 guys and just keep bringing them back and just keep alternating. Prove how difficult it is once you have a spot and you lose a spot to regain it.
There it is. That's the thing. It's the spot. Right? If you're on top and you lose it, how do you get it back? Is you can't in a relationship based situation. Same thing in professional wrestling. Same thing in the UFC. Right? They're interconnected, believe it or not, which is my point. That's why I do Fight Night, right? But here we go.
And I'm witnessing it within this sport.
There it is.
And I'll use Patty the Batty. It was so bad with Patty the Batty that I warned him. I didn't just say, hey Patty, don't be difficult to work with. Don't try to charge guys for interviews. Don't do that. Don't just be a dick. Don't do that. You can't be where you are without us. Period.
Period.
If you don't understand that concept, it's not just that you need us to keep you there. You need us to keep you there and not bring somebody else into that spot.
This is important. Pay attention. This is where I jump into play. This is what I am trying to show you. It's the in between the lines, the 3D chess for that you can move on to 4D chess next level, right? Because it's all about the psychology and what truly makes sense in all of this, in the matrix, in the relationships, in the life hell, what gives things value, which is hard to explain, harder to understand. But that's why I use these little examples to show you. Here's how, by not literally doing nothing, you can still lose.
We don't actually have to pull you down. See, that's the misconception these guys make. They think they can just go out there and win their fights, hold their spot, or move forward. They don't understand. They can do that. They can continue to grow. If we grab a guy from down here and put him up here, we still bring you down.
There it is. Did you hear that? If we grab a guy, put him up here, you're still brought down. You didn't lose. That's what happened to Ngannou. He's out. Done. Over. Career done. That's it. Irrelevant. Right? He's been replaced. And he did it to himself. But anyways, we've been talking about that for the longest time. Chael here too. Video after video. Right? And I know it's hard. It's not fair, technically, but that's just the way it works.
I'm only using Patty's name because that's an example where I came to you guys publicly and I said, hey, Patty, don't be difficult to work with. You're not doing this. The weird head cut and the mediocre skills is not getting you over. We are.
Yeah.
And I use Patty now because that's a name that I used to see every single day. And if I was to back up 2 years ago, I have never seen a media sensation like Khamzat Chimaev. Never.
Another guy.
Ronda was right there, but she had won world championships and she had an Olympic medal. It was a little bit different. I had never seen something like Chimaev. And I watched him let that go. And I watched Patty let that go.
Let that go.
You have Sugar Sean, right? I'm just using really popular guys. I'm not actually picking on, in case anybody tuned in late.
Masvidal. Ngannou. Cejudo. And you can go on and on the list. Just piling on. Right? Of guys that just let it go. Walker. They let it go. Paulo Costa. Let it go. Right? These guys just, they let it go. They don't seem to understand what it is that made them a name in the first place. And it ain't necessarily winning. Let's understand that. Right? There's different ways to win. Same with, spoiler alert, relationships. Right? It's all about promotion, believe it or not. The value that you set yourself up to be, right? Because perception is reality, and that's again, it's the hard part to understand.
I'm not picking on Chimaev. I'm not picking on Patty. I'm not picking on Sean. I'm sharing 3 very popular guys. If you want to just take a very recent frame of reference, who had massive momentum, who stopped it, how are you going to restart it? Bo Nickel would be a great example. Bo Nickel was starting to tread on the Khamzat Chimaev level of height. I could not go to a .com and see Bo Nickel. I just couldn't do it. And completely out of Bo's control was an injury, and now he's attempting to regain it. It's just an observation. I think that he will, and once he does regain it, once everybody gets back on that train, the momentum will go forward. But I just offer you the example of once you have it and you lose it, how do you get it back?
How do you get
Are you
it
paying
back?
attention to this? Do you see the difference in Conor McGregor being broken in half? Joe Rogan had to get down on the ground to do an interview with him. Do you see the difference in how he handled the media and moved his career forward? Do you see what Henry Cejudo did when he said Triple C's out? He dropped the mic and walked away, but stayed out there. Do you see the difference in what Sean O'Malley did?
Do you see why it matters? Right? Do you care? Right at this point. I mean, it's all connected, right? Nothing good out there. No movies. I don't know about TV shows right now. UFC is the only thing on that's good, and even then, right, hit and miss. Wrestling's dead. Um, there is no future, which again goes right back to relationships, right? You need that thing, right? The carrot, the hero's journey, right? It's connected to the guys. This whole man problem, right? If you have nothing to that you want, no levels, we're all here static. We flatlined, right? Men have flatlined. That's it, and we're reaching the point of now it's going down. Screw flatline. Somehow we're hitting negative numbers, right? No pulse, no nothing, right? But yeah, and it is. It's connected. It really is, right? Why does it matter? Why is Cejudo, right? He said, "Peace, I'm out," but he did not. And now he's everywhere, right? He's coaching. He's running his mouth, Triple C, all that crap. Why? Because he don't want to flatline just yet, right? That's why it matters. But still, he's just there on the shelf. But he's somehow relevant, right? He comes out here and there. Conor, every single week, there's something, right? They ran his ass over. They saw him punching out. Right? Got in a fight with a woman on a boat. Whatever the hell. There's always something, right? So that he can return. Because, again, if you're irrelevant, you don't matter. Right? In fight, in life, in all, you do not see the connection, right? What are we doing? If you don't care, shit, no one's gonna care. Especially women, right? Because that's at the end of the day, that's the big thing that I'm talking about. But
how do you get it? How do you get it once you had it and it stopped? The wrestlers understood the concept that these currents move both ways. It's not just about you going up.
Yep.
It's about not letting somebody down here get a bounce.
Yes.
There's only so many spots in a 2-hour television window. Doesn't matter if you're more popular today than you were yesterday, if another guy's even more popular than that. And like any type of rules or any type of paradigm, you must first understand them before you can begin to manipulate them.
Yes. Correct.
So you can all thank me. You can all thank me for being over here and posing a question of once you have it and it stops, how do you get it back? I'm posing a question that you had never previously even considered.
Uncle Chael is correct, and I do thank him for the question. But when the hell am I going to get thanks? I'm out here too, explaining it, right? When you have it and you lose it, how do you get it back? That's what I'm trying to show you. I'm trying, hell, to show you how not to lose. I'll even take it a step further. I'll show you how to get it. Then, how not to lose it. And if you lose it, how to get it back. And by the get it, I mean the woman, the spot, the value, right? The stardom, what it is that makes you the man, right? Because it's all, again, interconnected. It's all interconnected, and I'm trying to show you. Right? It is work, yes. It is complicated, yes. Does it sound like pseudoscience? Yes. Does it sound like I'm just saying words, right? Does it not make sense? Because believe it or not, it is. And I'll say it here, and you'll hear it here first. The woman is just like a championship belt, right? You must understand, just like Uncle Cheo here said, understand what is actually going on and how it works before you ever even consider trying to manipulate it. This is next level stuff. And maybe I get it, yes. I got a little bit of head start because I am a professional wrestler. I was, and well, no, I was no longer, but in the business, right? So I know what it takes. I know how it works. Been there, done that, saw it firsthand, right? And I dare say, even the ones in it now don't get it, right? It's hard. It really is, right? Because they don't teach this. They don't teach it. Somehow, some get it, some just don't, right? It's not teachable. Well, I don't know, at least I'm trying to. Maybe it could at least be explainable, right? So, you're welcome, just like Uncle Cheo here said. But anyway, there you go. That ends this fight night. When you're on top and you lose it, how do you get it back? You can, as a matter of fact. However, before you even get to that, you must understand that yes, there's a spot, and yes, you can lose it by literally not losing, right? And that to get it back, you must understand that first concept first, right? And sadly, if you do not care at all, right? So it seems to be, it's almost like nobody cares because it's like it's not being taught or talked about. There's it's it's just amazing, right? Because it does. Sometimes I sit here and go, what am I trying to explain, right? What is it, right? Have I gone nuts? I ask that, right? But then something happens and I realize, oh shit, I am completely 100% right. I'm on I'm on to something, right? And there it is. I go out, use it, boom, fix it, boom. There it is, the cure, answer, boom. Now what do I do with this new found tool and knowledge and wisdom? Well, you pass it along. Right? Right? That's what you have to do with good things. But anyway, here it is. I end with that, right? Fight night. This one. Um Next big fight should be the John Jones cereal fight. And again, that fight's gonna be the shit. And just to basically, I guess, talk about that one real quick. As you can see, the main event is carrying literally the card. All the other fights are irrelevant. And notice that in other cards, when the main event sucks, all the other fights are good. So understand how that works too. It's all connected too. There you go. I'll see you on the next fight night with Space Digital.